This is always a sad day. A sad day because we recall the massacre of the innocents, those little boys under the age of 2 in the vicinity of Bethlehem, who on the order of King Herod ordered them to be massacred, to be destroyed, to be killed. And why? Why would a king be so fearful of little boys? Why is it that anyone who's in control or power to be fearful? Because it's about themselves, isn't it? And so today we recall, let's just say, for example, if there were 1,000 people living in the vicinity, the area of Bethlehem, that might be 20 little baby boys who were killed. We don't know the exact number, but whatever the number was, it was too many, as one life lost is too many. And of course, especially this child, that blessed by God the Father and through the angel there, that Joseph would take little Jesus and Mary, and they would become refugees. They would flee the country to go to Egypt. And in those 3 years, they would live different areas in Egypt. The Egyptians could show you the whole progression, where they lived, their shrines all across the Nile area where Mary and Joseph had lived. But for here, you and I know of another massacre of the unborn. And we pray especially today for all those young mothers and young fathers making decisions to have life rather than death. And we want to pray not only for them, but all the people who can bring forth that attitude of promoting life, of a respect for life. We particularly want to support the organizations here in Omaha that promote the health and just the birth of young children. We want to support them financially. We want to become a culture of life. And we know that that's very much difficult today. And it all comes back what was happening with Herod. It's not about power necessarily, but fear. For a young mother or a young father, fear of some questions where there'll be too many children. Fear, how are we going to support them? How are we going to manage? And that's the kind of fear that we need to address for young parents to show it can be done. It can be done. The child can be born. The child can be supported. And especially young single mothers, that it can be done. And that we can be a supportive community for them. If it be the case of adoption, that we would assist in that process as well. Each child is sacred. Each child's life is very much to be honored and respected. And so this morning we pray as a community that this culture of life, of a respect for life, may grow. Perhaps only one at a time, but perhaps that's what's needed, because every life is sacred. You know, after a while, the numbers of unborn children in our country grows by millions. We lose track. But it all comes down to every birth, every person. I often pray and think, what will it be like to be in heaven and to speak with the children of all those who did not have the chance to live the life they could have? And I often think how God is surrounded by these children. And I often pray for those parents who, unknowing what their children are like, unaware, and yet many carry a guilt and a shame and a fear that can be healed, which God desires, as He wants every life to be honored, to be respected, to be loved.